Super Idol de Charo, domain need to attend by Chung for the.
So, title of this video is Dragon Age becomes a dating sim. Okay, let's see what he has to say. I do got some thoughts myself.
Hey guys, what the heck is this conversation about Dragon Age? This is an action RPG game, and everyone seems to be talking about who you can sleep with, who you can romance. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is a freaking combat game, and no one seems to be talking about the combat. What the heck? Instead, the conversation's everyone's gay. You can romance everyone, you can sleep with everyone, and it's like, I don't care. It's like, how does the game actually play? Like, is the story good? You know,
Well, to be fair, those conversations are like happening too. But yeah, the people are like, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, wood, 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 But yeah, no, I will say the fandom is like that. I mean, like the fucking, I would say the current fandom right now do treat the games like that. Yeah.
is the dialogue good? Are the RPG elements in the RPG game good? You know, I I don't know how this conversation got derailed so badly. Like maybe the Dragon Age fandom is just that uh that interested in this stuff, but
They are.
like normal people are not. And
They're not normal at all.
and it's just such a turnoff for the game itself. I will, however,
Not really.
say this. I think the characters do not look good at all. I think the environment looks good. I think the city that they showed off looks good. I
Fair.
think the open area that they showed off in the gameplay reveal looks good. The
Fair.
faces look off. I don't know what to say. Maybe that's just the way they're supposed to look, but the last game came out in like 2014, and you're telling me that they couldn't have upgraded the face models? Like they couldn't have put some work into that? Instead, they just look ugly. And maybe I was like, I don't care if you could romance them if they look crap. I mean, come on, man. Like, have some standards here. But maybe that's just the design in the game.
Yeah, it is the design of the game. I would say that a lot of them do look, I guess, like mid. I would say, yeah, maybe like mid. They're not like, oh my gosh, like they're so fucking hot. Like, holy shit, sex now. Like no, it's nah. Um, maybe like one or two, maybe like three. At least like half of them. I did say would like 3-4 times, so I'm just saying. But yeah, no, I get it. The models, the character models and shit. Like I also don't like how their faces are really fucking smooth and shit. Like I don't like that really. I mean I can deal with it. Like it's fine, but I'd prefer it not to be like that. You know.
The worst offender, in my opinion, is the combat. Like, it is horrible. Like, how do you design this? This looks like they made it for a mobile game. And I can't help but think, like, this is going to end up on a phone or a tablet in like 3 or 4 years. Because it's not even that good for 2024. Like, maybe this would have been impressive 2014, a decade ago. But, like, now? Like, Jesus Christ. If I made a game where the gameplay was this bad, I'd probably misdirect the conversation too. I'd probably try to surprise the gamers with how good the romance is and all this other stuff, and then basically try to hide the combat
True.
away because it's just not the main selling point, clearly. Instead, Bioware seems to have made an overpriced dating sim. But hey.
I mean that's pretty much what all the games are. Well, let me say first the combat. I don't think it's too bad, right? I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I'd prefer if they, not be action RPG, not be like Mass Effect. Obviously, I'd prefer more control over the companions. I'd prefer 4 companions instead of 3 companions. I'd prefer, more top down type shit. Able to pause together. You can somewhat pause it, but like I'd like to pause and strategize and shit and see, what's further across the map or just look at the enemies and shit and set certain companions to do certain things and then, press the play button or, yeah, shit like that. But in terms of combat, I mean, never really was a. I don't know how it is in Mass Effect. Obviously, it's guns, so it's gonna be like, more mid, I guess. Not like a lot of like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's just like fucking shooting blasters and shit. Um, I will say Dragon Age isn't really like the combat. We don't really care too much about the combat, right? Yeah, for me, I don't care. The main thing about Dragon Age is the story. Yeah, it's really just a story. I mean, for me, obviously, it's the fucking story. Like, that's really all I care about. That's why I don't care about, like, what the gameplay is or, like, how these guys, like, fight. Like, I kind of don't give a shit at all, mainly. I mean, obviously, I'd prefer it to be a different way, but at the end of the day, I kind of don't care. Especially if it's a good game. If it's a good, I don't give a shit. But, yeah, I do have my preferences. It's fine. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's terrible. It's obviously, I mean, they're focusing, and this is also level 1 combat too. Like I'm that's why I was kind of mad. I'm just like, why are they showing us level 1 combat? Like, yeah, show us the beginning, I guess, like tutorial, but show us like what's in the middle of the game. Like what are we working with? I was trying to see the magic and shit, but yeah. And then overall, I mean, I don't think it's too bad. It could be mobile game, yeah, obviously, shit. But no, that's not what I really care about at the end of the day. Um, Two, dating sim. I guess I'll talk about that towards the end of the video. But yeah, it's kind of been like that. At least the last two games, low key. For sure, for sure.
Forget about Mass Effect and the previous Dragon Age games and any of the great RPGs that Bioware has made over the years. I guess this is what they've been reduced to. We're gonna go make a action role-playing game into a dating sim where all the other stuff is just bolted on to the side. But hey, I'm sure we'll get some great memes out of this one, just like we did Mass Effect Andromeda.
Sorry, my face is tired.
And that's really the only positive side to this situation. Because at the end of the day, the game's not looking good. At this point, just save your money, spend it on something else. Don't buy Dragon Age. They clearly don't respect their audience. The only thing companies respect is people not giving them their money. That's the only thing they care about. That
Oh shit, he going in. I will say, we go back to Origins. I mean, you can romance more than one. Yeah, it's like Zevra and all these other motherfuckers. But it was really more prominent in 2 and then also in Inquisition. With the romances, there's always romances. Romances always get their own like cutscenes and shit, like they're fleshed out, especially in the last couple ones, Dragon Ages. So it's not really surprising. Um, low key, especially because this is like a story type game too. Like it's not really like this is like a role playing games, right? But this is one of like the role playing games, like this is why it's compared to in my first compared to Baldur's Gate 3 and shit. They're already doing it, because of similarities and like BioWare made the first two. Yeah, it's like the same storytelling styles and shit. But it's stories, bro. Like that's what it's mainly all about. Like the connections to the companions and shit. Like it's really just lore. That's why a lot of people are saying, you couldn't really hear it like in the beginning when the trailer and shit came out because like it was getting like drowned out by all the negativity and shit. But it's really just about the story. The story, the characters and shit. Combat and shit. I mean, I prefer it to be like the other Dragon Age, at least like Inquisition, right? At least, or like not in terms of like Inquisition, like, like the having only like 3 elements of magic, right? Type of Inquisition, but like the way how it was, But yeah,
that's the only thing BioWare is going to change its behavior for. That's the only thing that's going to convince them that they shouldn't be doing shit like this anymore. Hopefully, the next entrance in the Dragon Age franchise is an actual RPG. Hopefully, they
what is an actual role playing game? He kind of admitted to it though, like it being an actual role playing game. Just the night so it's like a dating sim, and the no combat. Well, that's kind of what a lot of like one of the main elements of the RPG. But yeah, the
prioritize actual gameplay. Hopefully they prioritize actual story.
And they actually did. I'm guessing. I think this was like before all the updates and shit came out, because they've been updating, a lot about revealing new things about the combat and like the story and shit. There's a lot of good shit. I'll go over it later in like another video, but so far it's it's looking pretty damn. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking pretty damn good. I wouldn't be surprised if it got a nomination, but I don't think it'll get Game of the Year. I hope it does, but I think it'll get a nomination at least.
Instead, I suspect what's going to happen is the Dragon Age IP is probably going to take a back seat for a while, and that's assuming that Bioware still exists after this is all said and done. And that's not a big guarantee considering the mass layoffs that are happening in the gaming industry.
True.
As far as we can tell, maybe this is the last game Bioware ever releases.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I can't say that I'm going to be that sad because it's not like they've been putting out any heavy hitter anytime recently. I mean, when's the last time they made a good game? Mass Effect Andromeda was crap. Anthem was a disaster. If Bioware still exists after this, I hope they go back to their roots. I hope they go back and make good games again, especially good RPGs. I mean, Mass Effect was an amazing game. Knights of the Old Republic was an amazing game.
Yeah.
But those were over a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Those days are over. And clearly the development talent that used to make those games, they're gone. They no longer work at Bioware. And
yeah, most of them got the boot, not gonna lie. Even Varric's creator, or I think like the main creator of Varric, his character, she got the boot like last year. It's actually kind of sad, kind of fucked up.
And I don't think Bioware has the talent anymore to do anything. I think that this is just the best they can do. Anyway, guys.
I will say, the game didn't even come out yet, and let me see when he made the video. 3 weeks ago. So I think this was like, yeah, this is right like after the trailer fucking drops. Maybe it might have been the same day. I'm not sure if he saw all the fucking updates and shit on it, but bro, the game ain't out yet. And I say this is every game. It's fair though, like having a criticism and shit. But if he's shitting on it like it's a GG, like it's over, I was like, nah, bro, you got to wait till the game comes out, man. Especially with the combat, like he's talking about the combat and shit. We only saw like level 1 gameplay. Yeah, it was kind of poopy. Like he did keep backing out and shit. It was kind of annoying, but like that's like he does that to like fill up some sort of like meter. I don't know, it's like a little meter or something, but whatever. Anyways, no, I agree with some of the things he said in there. In terms of it being a dating sim, again, I already explained. That's pretty much all the Dragon Age games, It's low-key not exciting. I mean, not surprising. That the fandom is kind of like that. Especially if you go on the Twitter and stuff, like Twitter, the Reddit, like, yeah, they're everywhere. Like, oh my gosh, like all the shippers and stuff. They're, yeah. Like it is a big community in terms of that, but yeah, in terms of being a dating sim, I don't know why he's surprised. I mean, like, shit. I guess because they were getting like, well, we were getting bombarded with like news like, oh my gosh, everybody is pansexual. You get the romance and da. That's what a lot of people were like excited about, I guess. But also the combat too. Like it wasn't just that, right? I guess maybe he was looking like one place for like the news and shit, but it wasn't just that. We were all talking about the combat and stuff, right? And oh, he made the video right when like the gameplay came out. Okay, so yeah. So it was a little after the trailer, I think too. So yeah, I mean, like he was very, he should know, he should know. But yeah, I would say wait until the game comes out, or at least we get like more combat, and then like make a better or a more what's it called? A more justified judgment. I don't know how to fucking do that. I don't know. It's late at night, nigga. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I agree with some of the shit. It is somewhat of a dating sim now, low key, like more than ever. Like you go down each Dragon Age, you go from Origins to 2 to the Inquisition. Like bro, those romance scenes are getting insane. But again, it's kind of part of the story, the main companion lines and quest lines kind of tie in with the story, just like with Baldur's Gate 3, and it got Game of the Year. It got Game of the Year. And the motherfuckers in Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my gosh, bro. I don't know why Lae'zel wanted to fucking do it, but she just wanted to do it with me literally just after like the first quest in the game. I don't know why, but she just wanted, motherfucker was just naked. She was naked, bro. Like, ugh. And I did no, like, I gave no hints. I gave like no, I didn't do any of those like options, like, what's it called? Voice line options, like none of that. And she still wanted it. Yeah, so like, holy shit, they're horny as shit, bro, in Baldur's Gate 3. I will not lie. And that's kind of the I wouldn't say it's a dating sim, but it is very it's a lot of scenes, bro. It's a lot of scenes. So it doesn't mean that it'll be a shit game, but I guess this, like and combined with all the other negative shit, it's got everybody thinking negatively about the game. But again, we will see, bro. We will see. Let me read the comments. Dragon Age Origins came out in 2009. Part of the draw was always about the characters and even the romances, alongside a very different combat system than the modern titles. People didn't just pump Larian Studios full of money over Baldur's Gate 3 just because the combat was good on its own. The wider experience has always been a part core. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's not just about the like the combat system, right? It's literally an RPG, like your role play, like, right? It's just like, you see these motherfuckers doing D&D things, like, I have friends who do like they play Dungeons and Dragons like every Saturday. And yeah, it's like role play, right? It's like cosplay. Like you're being immersed into, this different world, like, it's not just about fighting, combat and shit, Goddamn. If I never played a Dragon Age before, I would probably think the same. But relationships or romances in the franchise were always a massive thing to get extra dialogue, story, and such. Yeah, that's a main part of the story. Especially because now everyone, there's people doing like solely, soulless romances and stuff to better understand him and like, why he's doing things in the new game. It's part of the story. Like romances and shit, not even just romances, like friendships and stuff. It's part of the story, right? That's it. The game appeals to the fan base who seem to be the kind to like to write fanfics about their avatar and their respective love interests. They don't care about the rest. That is kind of true. That's them. That's exactly them. That's at least like a good chunk of them on Twitter and shit, over the years. I think a good amount of them too are like newer fans, not even like right when Inquisition came out, like the newest game of Dragon Age. Like more so towards like, like later after it came out, these a lot of these guys came in, but it was always, these people were always here, it's always been a thing, This is an action RPG game. First, I will say 100% that the main selling point to any Dragon Age wasn't its combat. Yes, is good combat cool? Sure, especially in the AAA game, but the main selling point is the story that's been built upon for multiple games, comic series, books, animated shorts, and etc. Please look back at each Dragon Age game and tell me that their action was the selling point, because it never was. Romance has been a huge part of Dragon Age, not because of just wanting romance, but it gives a lot of chance to see really good character development writing that this series has, which is rare for EA now. Yeah. Good thing they're not really fully part of EA, they're just publisher. The facial models are supposed to look that way. It serves a stylized purpose to the story, just like how some games like Kingdom Hearts takes on a more cartoon appearance, or Elden Ring more gritty. Dragon Age games are supposed to look super realistic and graphics breaking. They're supposed to be stylized and it works really well. This is a combat game. No, it's not, unless Baldur's Gate 3 was also a combat game. This game, it is like a strategy game, but it's, you know how many hours of like cinematics they had in Baldur's Gate 3? They said like over 100 hours, or maybe it was like 200 hours. It was a lot. Yeah, but that's what we're talking about. This game in particular is the accumulation of an entire series coming to a head and getting ready for the end. When the party and their interactions with the story and MCs make up the entire premise of the series, and yes, we will talk about the party and how they interact with the main characters. As for everyone being gay, yes, a lot of people are happy about it because this game series is one of the very few games that gets romance correct. It doesn't feel like it's forced down your throat. This video screams, I haven't played any of the Dragon Ages, and I just want to another AAA title, and I'm mad it's not. It's okay just to say, hey guys, this game isn't for me. Also, let's talk about this gameplay. Look at Hogwarts Legacy, a game praised when it came out not too long ago for its fun and fast-paced gameplay. Tell me they look different. Does that mean you weren't a fan of Hogwarts either? If so, instead of crapping on it, just say it's not your thing and move on. Belittling a fan base because they like a game you won't get you far. I wish you all the best, man, and hopefully in the future you can respect the art styles that aren't immediately drawn towards. Yeah, I agree with this whole thing. Yeah, like it's this is what I've been saying. RPG, like this is an action RPG game. Man, holy shit. Well, that's kind of what they were going for too, action RPG. It's like Mass Effect. But yeah, I mean like shit. In terms of Dragon Age, and games in general, I don't really care about the graphics. I just care about whether the game is good or not. I don't need super realistic shit. Even Elden Ring wasn't really super like realistic. It was like just stylized, you know? And that was good enough. Like holy shit, bro. Have you seen like Shadow of the Earth Tree? Crazy. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic and trying to rage farm or you've never played a Bioware RPG. Some characters to Google really fast. Iron Bull, Zevran, Isabel, Tally, Zora, Garrus, Liara. Romance has always been in Dragon Age since beginning. Yup. We're something so hard for more. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. The same with the other Dragon Ages. Like a lot of people, and I think it's I don't know if it's like this for Origins or Dragon Age 2, but in Inquisition there's like a mod where you can just play like the main storylines, but it's really like just for the main romances and shit, like, you know, just skipping everything, just going, you know, just for the romances and the story. You know, that's pretty much it's like a show, bro. Like it's an RPG. People always played these games like idiot bots, and so the games were more and more dumbed down, and now it seems you can't even control your party members. Uh, you know, it's not really that. It's more so just to appeal to, I guess, a wider audience. But yeah, that is true. I will say one of the reasons why they did go for action RPG. Is that a Trump clip? What the fuck? Okay, well, one of the reasons is what was it? I think it's because nobody really used like the tactical cam in Inquisition. Not gonna lie, I didn't really use it. I didn't use it until that one part in the DLC. Where they went down in it was the DLC where they went into the what's it called? Not Orzammar, but like the ruins, like the dwarven ruins and shit. Deep Roads, whatever the fuck, yeah. And there was like two like dark spawn, like really like magic dark spawn. I could not get past them at all, bro. I even turned down like the difficulty. Partially because I had Iron Bull in my party, I think, for one of the playthroughs for that DLC. But yeah, man, shit. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I used the tactical cam there, and that was the only time I used it. But in Dragon Age 2, I used it, yeah. In Origins, I used it the most. But I mean, in general, it's more so just like I want to control my companions. Like I want to have you know, act in a certain way. But yeah. Let's see. You mean people are talking about a long time game mechanic and not theorizing on combat, which we've barely seen any of anyway? Talking about a mechanic that is loved in BG3, the game, the new DA will be compared to the most, rather than combat, which again we only saw in tutorial levels, so we don't know much about yet. Crazy. Like I'm not even a DA fan, and I know the combat isn't focused. RPG stuff is a big part of RPGs like this. Our companions and romancing a companion is a big part of that. You sound like you don't know anything about the games and are upset the fan base are talking about the things that matter to them, which is weird. Yeah, the main thing is the story and the companions, not gonna lie. I mean, we do love our, you know, the way it was before. I mean, I think most of us agree that we prefer like the way that it was before, but you know, switching to this combat style is not really a big deal. Except for the companions, you know. Yeah, everyone's mad about companions. I'm mad about that too. I don't know why we need to dumb it down to like 3, but you know. Not 3, but like 2 companions, you know. 2 companions and then it's just you, so it's like 3 people. Always been his dating sim. Let people love and fight. Dead on arrival, just like, I doubt that. Why are people surprised the hot garbage game BG3 with the trash story and characters was praised for having cut 40% of the gameplay, replacing it with some gore and easy sex and better graphics than the other D&D-C RPGs with even bigger demands that this should be the new standard. So, you get what you wanted? LOL. I mean, shit. What does he say? Trash story characters. I mean, I don't even know what bro's talking about. Let's just say it got Game of the Year for a reason. Let's just end it on that. Anyways, this is the dude. This is his video. I agreed with some of what he's saying, but I mean, I think he's getting like just too mad over it. I think he's like, yeah, he just needs to wait until like the game comes out, I guess, to make a better. I wouldn't say completely give up on the game. I do want to see more out of the game, especially because it was like only level 1 combat, and then we only got the trailer, and that's pretty much it for like in-game shit. But yeah, he'd be a bit too harsh. And like the other comment said, I don't think he ever played a Dragon Age game in his life because the romance, the friendships, and the characters and relationships and the story, that's all Dragon Age. You know, combat is not really up there at all. You know, I mean, we just want the minimum amount of combat, right? No. It don't gotta be like Final Fantasy or some bullshit. We know that's not it's not really the selling point of the game, you know. But anyways, that's it. What do you think? Again, I mean, I agree with him on some things, but you know, not entirely everything. But I think we just need to wait till the game comes out, right? You know, to be honest, because he's acting like he's trying to drop the game completely. I'm just like, nah, just wait till the game comes out, man. Just wait. Goddamn. But if he thinks it's gonna be like a dating sim and shit, I don't know what the hell he playing before, because that's pretty much what it was back then, you know, the last couple games. But alright, that's it. Peace.
Shot at a black man and took his shoes. Customized my AR like a Black Ops 2. Just scammed a white kid out of some Gorilla Glue. I don't wanna fuck this bitch, she smell like poo-poo.